Try to speak slowly because I talk really fast like this when I'm talking and you will not know anything that I'm saying. So, my name is Anita Woodley, and I am a producer for public radio. So I tell stories from around the world. So for instance, before I left, the last story that I told was about Haiti, a lady that's sleeping in a tent made of tarp and 2 sticks with her 2 babies. And she's been there for 5.5 months, and now the landlord is kicking them off of the land, so they have nowhere to go. So that's the last story I told. So I tell lots of stories and talk to people from around the world. And other than that, I am a mother of a 7-year-old boy, and I am a wife. My husband's 36, and I am 34. I went to San Francisco State University in California, and there I got a Bachelor's of Arts in Radio and Television. And I worked for CNN News right out of college, Fox News, CBS News, National Public Radio. And I went from just handing papers to people to being on the camera, doing Pan-African news, a newscast, while I was in school. So if there's an ambition that you have while you're in school, don't wait until you get your degree to start using it. Use it before. Find the opportunities so that you can be ready and get jobs. Because I've never been without a job because I had the skills before I left school. And the other thing I do for fun is acting. Since I was a little girl, I would pretend like I was people in my family. So, do you all have people in your family when you gather that you pretend that you're each other, like the elders? Do you guys do that? No? Sometimes? Like laughing, everybody making fun? So, for me, my great-grandmother made a song about breastfeeding, because I didn't know how to do that with my son, and he was always going crazy. It's like, milk, 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 he wants milk. So my great-grandmother would sing. She was 100 years old, so her back was like this, and she walks, she drags her foot across the floor, and she says, that kitty sure is food to a baby, makes him grow big and strong. I'm talking about that. And she always fell asleep with her tongue hanging out to keep her teeth in. So I was so embarrassed, I hated that. But I started writing down all the stories of my family, and I started performing. I rented a theater, and 40 people came out to watch it. And then I've been to a bunch all over the United States traveling, doing the show. It's an hour long. And I raised the money to come here and also was able to donate some money to the organization. So it's a lot of hard work, but I wish I had a year to fundraise because 5 months didn't seem like a lot of money, but Isa assured me that anything is good. So I'm wondering, does anybody have any questions for me about my life, what I do, or anything like that? Any questions? Anything you ever wanted to ask somebody? I don't know.
Yeah, what is the greatest part of your life, performance or radio production?
Before the production? I would say writing stories of everybody's life. So just paying attention to people's mannerisms, writing them down, and then performing them for other people so that they understand. So, for instance, there's a guy in my neighborhood who was drunk all the time. His name was Shorty, and he has no teeth, maybe 2 teeth. And he sits there and he drinks all the time. So when I see him, I pretend that I was drunk and only had 2 teeth and talk to him. And all of my friends, we are across. I moved from the western part of the United States all the way to the eastern part. So my friends that are there, we all know Shorty, but he's not there anymore. So we will, in his memory, keep his memory alive. So to me, it's important to keep your family's memory alive and your legacy and your culture and pass it down through stories as our ancestors did. Because we have the skills, since we're educated, to do that. So don't just, get your education and say, oh, I got mine, I got a house, I got a car, I don't even think about my past. But like my son, he wants to know that. He's proud to be Tikar. When people ask him, where are you from? He says, it depends. Do you mean where I was born or where are my people from? And he'll tell them, I come from a strong legacy of kings and queens in the Tikar tribe, and we are scientists and mathematicians, and his chin is about this high, he's so proud. And in America, a lot of the African-American children don't know where they come from. So they have that disconnect. They're not proud. Their heads are down. They behave badly because they have no self-esteem. But what I notice here is that you all have your culture right here. I mean, you walk down the street and it's right there. We don't have that. And a lot of them are afraid to come to visit because they don't think they will be accepted. They think that the people back home in Africa will not like them. And so they're using me kind of as a guinea pig to say, how does it go? Do they like you? Do they hate you? Do they say, go back home, you're not one of us? And everybody has been very nice. So I'll be glad to tell them because they want to visit too. They've just been away for so long. They don't know if anybody will accept them. Hundreds of years.